This might be the biggest case of delayed justice that I've ever seen. And I'm not really sure that Ellen Greenberg's family is going to get complete justice. See, back in 2011, Ellen was a teacher in Philadelphia, and she was stabbed 20 times in her own home, where she died with a knife sticking out of her chest. Can't make that up. But back then, the medical examiner ruled her death a homicide, but then he switched it and he ruled it a suicide. And the reason he did that was because there weren't any fingerprints, any other fingerprints on the weapon, and there was no DNA around her. And also, because the person who found her, her fiance, which you know, couples and how they're normally the number one suspect, he says that when he came home and he found her, that he had to bust open the door because it was locked from the inside, and he didn't have any defensive wounds on him. So they took that very telling evidence, if you ask them, and decided that this was a suicide because people always stab themselves 20 times. Either way, Ellen's family sued the government of Pennsylvania, the government of Philadelphia, the police department, anybody that they could think of for mental anguish and distress from this ruling of a suicide and not going after the person who killed her. Last week, a judge ruled that their lawsuit can go forward. And when he did that, they introduced an affidavit from the medical examiner who finally said, I should have never ruled this way. It should have always been a murder, a homicide. Like, no shit. Okay, it should have always been a homicide. So he's at least now owned up to his mistake. Hopefully this family will get something from their lawsuit. It won't bring her back, and it won't help find her killer, which they still need to do. But I hope that they get justice. Also, one other thing, they took this up to the Attorney General in Pennsylvania, and he declined to overturn that homicide suicide ruling. He wouldn't change it from a suicide to a homicide. And there's a rumor that that was because he was related to the fiance. I don't know why nobody's looked at this fiance. Can't explain it. You got to look at the fiance in every single case. It's love, domestic. Maybe I should go up there and help those guys out, or just anybody who has some common sense.